Warning, the following show contains content of an adult nature that is not suitable for children under 18 years old, listeners of a nervous disposition, or people who generally disapprove of a bit of naughtiness. So you lot, turn your radio off now. Have they gone? Good. Let's get on with it.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Later with Anna Williamson.
On Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Good evening, my friend. How are you? Yes, this is Later with Anna Williamson on Talk Radio. We are live. It's Saturday night. Such a joy to have you here. And do you know, it's so nice to be back. Thank you for joining me. It's just gone 10 o'clock. Still 2 hours of fun and loads. Oh my gosh, so much to come. Can't even say it. Can't even get it out. There's so much to come. In this next hour, we're going to be doing some relationship astrology readings with astrologer Michele Knight. I'm really excited about this. I know we've got Michele standing by shortly, who's going to be, seeing if you're compatible in love or not, and I'm hoping she's going to give me a little bit of intel in my own relationship. So I'm slightly nervous, but hopefully it's going to be good news. And also, can curvy girls have good sex? Well, author Elle Chase says yes, and she's going to be telling us exactly what her thoughts are on this topic, why she wrote the book, and what advice she has to the slightly more curvaceous of ladies out there. And it's not just for ladies, it's for gentlemen as well. And of course, coming up after 11 as well, we've got even more fantastic stuff. We're going to be talking about the quite upsetting topic of revenge porn, but I think it'll be an interesting listen. I certainly hope so. Of course, as well, I am here to answer your questions as well and ask Anna. So if you want to ask me anything as your Talk Radio resident agony aunt, I'm here to answer them. It's 0344 499 1000. That's the number. It's 0344 499 1000 to get you on the airwaves. You can text me tonight, text talk and your message to 87222, or you can tweet me. It's at Talk Radio. If you prefer to be anonymous, I totally understand that. That's absolutely fine. So anything that's going on in your life at the moment that perhaps need a bit of guidance, a bit of help, and a bit of support, then I am here. If you want to email, you can. It's askanna@talkradio.co.uk. And if I don't get around to doing it tonight on the airwaves, then I certainly will the next time I'm here. So thank you for that. Okay, let's get cracking with a little bit of astrology, a little bit of relationship and love astrology. Very exciting stuff. Now, we've got psychic astrologer and best-selling author Michele Knight. She's here with us this evening to help give us some help with your love life. So, before we start as well, I must remind you that these astrology readings are no replacement for professional advice and are for entertainment purposes only, and of course nothing is guaranteed, okay? Just want to give you that little bit of a warning first of all, but it's going to be pretty exciting. Good evening, Michele.
Hello, gorgeous.
We're off to a good start. How are you? Good to have you here tonight.
I'm really glad to be here. You know, I used to do it years ago.
I know, because actually, Michele, you hark back from yesteryear of Talk Radio days. Right?
I did. I'm a back in the day girl. And what's interesting is at the moment, Mercury, the planet of communication, is going backwards, and normally that causes kerfuffle, which is terrible for communication, but it also can bring things back from the past.
Oh. Interesting. So you very much fit into this.
Case, by the way, let's not go into that.
Yeah. Very interesting, Michele. Well, there you go. And now you are back with us, as you say, a kerfuffle indeed.
I have to say, your chart is fascinating.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, this is so exciting. Right. So, I mean, this. Just let's go for it. So, I mean, Michele Knight. She's a world famous astrologer. Now, producer Haley gave Michele my my date of birth and my time of birth and everything, and my husband's as well. Haley, I'm getting all mixed up now. Michele, talk to me.
Mercury, darling.
Well, it is. Why is I love all this stuff. Go for it. Why?
Okay,
talk about me.
Now,
Talk about me.
Can I be blunt?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, you're really interesting because actually you're the perfect mix of masculine and feminine. Oh. So you've got externally, obviously you're a very beautiful woman, but you've got this perfect mix of you're very strong, you're very powerful, you express your unique soul, and maybe in relationships in the past that was difficult for you because you couldn't compromise really, you just had to be who you were.
Yes.
And before you met this guy, I would imagine that you had a lot of difficulty because you didn't want to become what other people wanted. It was so important for you to be yourself.
Totally.
And this one is very different. Like when you met, you felt that you instantly fell into his eyes. He's got a very spiritual energy, but he's also very masculine. But it's almost like you felt it was a past life connection. And what is interesting is that you gave him your woman, you know, that tender part of yourself, which I don't think you did to anyone else.
Oh my gosh, you are spot on.
And it kind of, when you first met him, I would imagine you felt very disconcerted by his power, because he's also got a bit of the masculine and feminine, but he's also extremely masculine. He's got Mars in Aries.
Wow.
And your Mars is in Cancer, so it's fire and water. It creates steam.
Oh my gosh, totally.
A couple of other things in a nutshell. Now, he has got Venus in Virgo, so he put you on a pedestal. He's got to always keep you there, or you've got to watch out for the fact that he can be very self-critical or criticise stupid little things that might drive you mad because you don't care about them. You care about the bigger picture.
Michelle, this is so spot on. I'm not just saying it. Go on, keep going. This is incredible.
But also, he's very good at calming you down in a way that no one else can do.
Yes. When
you go into one, and particularly if you lose your temper, which I mean, you wouldn't get that from just looking at you, but you've got a pretty bad temper.
When it goes, it goes.
Yeah, but he's very good at reasoning with you, which you wouldn't really let anyone else. And also, last thing, sexually, you'll both go to a very emotional and intuitive extreme. When he first made love to you, he did it very intuitively. You felt like he was touching your soul.
Wow.
But he's also, sometimes he can be, with that Mars and Aries, he can be a bit like, you know, I just want to experience the passion in the moment.
Yes. Yeah, I'm very calculated. I book things in like an appointment, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and also the thing that, if you don't mind me saying, the thing that you need to watch out for is because you are deeply sensitive, right? That's the bit that you've got an armour against anyone knowing. If he upsets you in any way, or in fact, if anyone else upsets you, you are not going to give it up. You are not going to, just open up and let him make love to you, or you make love to him, because you're sensitive. It takes you a while to get over things, which him with Mars and Aries would find difficult to understand. So that's just long-term what you need to work on together. Sorry, I'm direct.
Wow. Not direct. Hey, I'm a direct kind of girl. Michelle, now, honestly, I'm not just saying, if you're listening now and you're thinking, they've just set that up. Truly, I promise you on my baby's life, we have not. That is absolutely... Michelle, I cannot tell you how spot on you are. That's absolutely incredible.
I haven't lost it. Thank you.
You haven't. No, you haven't.
Messed with me too much.
I'll pay you later. I would have paid for that reading. Thank you, and I will heed your advice. Thank you very much. We've got so many callers that are desperate for your advice. So let's get cracking on. Lisa, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, welcome to the show. Welcome to Talk Radio. We've got Michelle on the line. So go for it. So what do you want to talk about? What do you want to ask her?
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, darling.
I've been dating a man, Paul, for a few months, but lately he's gone a bit quiet. So I'd like to know what's going on, really, and have we got a future?
Well, let me call him Mr. X, and let's just say, I'm going to look into it in a way that I look at what's going on for you, as well as what's going on for him, but we all have free will, yeah? In fact, I have looked up your dates of birth because they were given to me just before the show, and I will tell you this, you need to stop worrying about it, number one. What's interesting is, out of all the charts I've looked at, this has potential. So it has the potential, but I'm a 21st century astrologer. I believe that astrology will help you reach your goal because you know what energy to work with. He is incredibly loyal, right?
Okay.
What's going on? He's got other things on his mind at the moment. So he's like, if I commit to her 100%, I'm going to have to do it 100%. And I don't know if, due to circumstances beyond my control, I could give that 100%, yeah?
Okay.
Also, he's very loyal. He's very generous. He's very, real person, thank goodness.
Okay.
Now, with you get very, very sensitive. You've got Moon in Scorpio, right? You're a Virgo, but you've got Moon in Scorpio. And you've had a lot of pain from your past, even going quite far back.
Yeah.
So you've got trust issues, yeah?
Yeah.
If you don't mind me saying.
No.
And that kind of plays into that. You've got to, the lesson is to trust the universe, actually. I always say my favourite saying is what's for you will not pass you by. In terms of you've got great charisma. You were brought together to learn something. I think, can I be really open with you? How open can I be?
Really open.
Okay, I think in the past there was an affair or there was a relationship and it never came to anything because there were secrets or it was hidden or it wasn't fully there. Or maybe someone you were with had an affair, but there's a trust issue from that, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
So with him, it's almost like that shadow, the stuff coming up, the fear from you is coming up, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
So it's very important you don't push that, what happened to you in the past, onto him. I think he's a real guy. I think you have to be understanding and open, and also keep in your own space. Do you know what I mean? Enjoy your life. Don't live to wait for this. But it might be time after Mercury goes direct, after the 5th of September, to have a conversation with him. Because I tell you what, I truly believe, astrologically anyway, that he is an honest, good guy. So he will tell you what he thinks. But don't push it out of insecurity.
Okay, brilliant. That's so helpful.
Wow. Yeah, Lisa, does that help sort of answer any of your questions and worries?
That really helps, and again, that is like completely spot on.
Oh, she's good, isn't she, Michelle?
She is very good.
She's very good. Thank you very much for Lisa. Thank you. Let us know how you get on. Send us an email and give us a call back. Hey, she's off. She's off. She's gone. She's off to go and sort it out.
Yeah.
Nice one, Michelle. Louise, welcome to the show.
Hi there.
Hi, welcome to the show. We've got Michelle here. This is your moment. Off you go. How can Michelle help you tonight?
Hi, Michelle. Hi. I was ringing because the past 4.5 years of my life have been a real struggle, and I've gone through some quite big life changes that haven't been my choice.
Right.
But this year somehow feels different. I feel like I've turned a corner, and I'm starting to get my mojo back. And for the past few months, and I don't really know why, but I feel like I'm on the edge of something big, hopefully in a good way. And I just wondered what you picked up from that.
Well, it's interesting, because as you were talking, I was just fiddling with my tarot cards, which I do as well, and I got the victory card. So that's a very, very energetically good sign, because that's exactly what you're talking about, and it's the first card that came up, as well as the Empress. So I believe, in a way, you lost your power as a woman, as a central being, as a woman that felt in her sexuality in the world, if you don't mind me saying. You were so dragged down with all the stuff that was going on that you took yourself almost out of your body and into your head.
Yes.
And you are a Gemini anyway, so that's easy for you to do. In the past, distant past, going back quite a long time, you used to be quite impulsive, and I believe that getting that back is the key to this change. Particularly, you've got Venus in Aries, so don't be frightened to be impulsive in relationships.
Oh, wow.
Again, you're another one with Moon in Scorpio. When you're hurt, it takes you years to lick your wounds.
Absolutely,
There's something been going on for you for at least 5 years that has made you lick your wounds and not feel fully yourself.
Yeah.
So, yes. Now, what to look for in a lover, right? You need somebody who's a great talker.
Yes.
Because you are. In fact, you could even be a writer. You've got a fantastic use of language, but sometimes you're a bit down on yourself. You don't trust that. Believe it. And you're attracted to people that are very clever and relate intellectually as well.
Yes.
And also people that are quite physical, because that's something that you need. You need someone kind of strong enough to get through to you.
Yeah, yeah.
But I believe, fingers crossed, you're coming back into your power. You're becoming the Empress. Avoid anybody in a relationship. There's almost a temptation, because you've been hurt, unconsciously perhaps, to maybe be drawn to someone unavailable, or have a real feeling for someone that's unavailable. And it could be a part of you that's doing that to remain safe. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do, yeah.
So I think you do know what I mean. So then you don't have to fully give yourself to you.
Yeah, I can stay safe.
Yeah, so, reflect on that. But I'm thinking it's good. And I also think that any chance you get to go away more out of your environment and break those patterns, you'll find really helpful.
Okay.
How do you feel about that, Louise? Helpful?
Yeah, great. I like the idea of being more impulsive, because I'm not impulsive, so
give it a
I
practice.
will do
maybe.
that.
Yeah.
It will create change for you, I feel. So,
Oh, thank you.
Change is good. Change is good. Change can be scary, but change can be hugely empowering. So, Louise, it all sounds pretty positive. So, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, darling.
Thank
Brilliant.
you, Michelle.
Thanks, Louise. We hope both our ladies have some success. Thanks, Michelle. Michelle, will you hang on there, because we've still got the phones are going mad.
I will.
Is that okay? Excellent stuff. This is so exciting. We got, of course, fantastic psychic, astrologer, and best-selling author Michele Knight, who's with us, just trying to take on your love questions to see how compatible you may be in your relationship, or anything that might be coming up for you. So, excellent stuff. Looking forward to taking some more of your calls next.
Talk Radio.
We got entertainment, and we're not afraid to use it. Talk Radio.
The Dictionary of Driving by Mazda. Today, the letter D. D is for dullophobia. The fear of driving the same dull car that's on every other driveway. If you tremble at the thought of splashing out and blending in, you might be dullophobic. But with Mazda company cars, we found a cure. Thanks to their premium specification and excellent driving dynamics, we'll help you fight against the dull. Benefit in kind from £79 per month for the Mazda 6. Search Mazda Fleet to find out more. Mazda. Drive together. Company car tax at 20%.
Man, that Hypnos bed is comfortable. Time to get up, work to do. Shower, tick. Shave, tick. Dressed, next question. Time for all-you-can-eat brekkie with the fellas. Bacon, sausages and more bacon. Probably even some beans. Today is a big day. Because you are scaffolders. Whatever your story, this is a great place to start. Premier Inn. Premier You.
Breakfast prices and options may vary. Exclude certain locations.
Adam's Staycation Fish Tacos.
We're not going away this year. Mum's gutted. She had her heart set on Mexico. She's been learning Spanish and everything. So tonight, I'm doing the next best thing. I'm making my special fish tacos. Roasted cod with red peppers in a crunchy taco with chili salsa. Lovely. If only we could get some Mexican weather too.
Find Adam's Staycation Fish Tacos recipe online or in store. Food Love Stories, brought to you by Tesco.
Warning. The following show contains content of an adult nature that is not suitable for children under 18 years old, listeners of a nervous disposition, or people who generally disapprove of a bit of naughtiness. So you lot, turn your radio off now. Have they gone? Good. Let's get on with it. Later with Anna Williamson.
On Talk Radio, we'll get you talking.
You're listening to Later with Anna Williamson. It's Saturday night. Good evening. Hope you had yourself a great day. Thank you for tuning in tonight. So nice to be back. Oh, good few months away, doing my baby thing, but it's fabulous to be back behind the microphone tonight and welcoming you to the show. Right, you've joined us right in the middle of doing a bit of a psychic astrologer love moment. Compatibility. We're joined by Michele Knight, best-selling author as well, and she has been nailing it for our callers so far. Now, the phones are red raw at the moment, which is fantastic. Do keep calling as well, because I still will be doing some Ask Annas. So any advice that you want me to give you tonight on any topic, do give me a ring. It's 0344 499 1000. That's 0344 499 1000. You can be anonymous if you prefer tonight, and we'll give you a call back as well. I've had my love predictions, which is fantastic, from Michele. I have to say, she's got me spot on. Before we start, though, as well, just a little reminder that these astrology readings are no replacement for professional advice and are just for entertainment purposes only. And, of course, nothing is guaranteed. But I have to say, wow, I'm sold. Michele, you're still with us. You're smashing this.
Thanks.
Okay, let's get cracking. And Stuart, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Stuart. Welcome to the show. Good to have you on board. We've got Michele Knight. Stuart, over to you. What do you want to ask, Michele?
Good evening, Michele. I've had an on-off relationship with this lady for about 6 years, and she seems to hide behind a wall, I think because of a failed marriage and mental health problems with her daughter. I just want to know whether I should stick with her and support her or just make a break for it.
Okay, well, I can't tell you what to do, darling, but I can guide you on your, the energy between you both, yeah? So then, certainly. And it's what's really interesting is you've got such a strong, masculine, powerful voice, beautiful resonance in your voice, but your chart, you're very gentle, you're very caring, you're the nurturer because you've got moon in Cancer, so you feel nurturing. It's your natural personality to nurture, you can't help yourself. And there is quite a strong karmic connection between you and this lady, I believe. Now, what's really interesting about her is she is very sensitive. She comes across as very sensitive. She's a Pisces. She's very gentle. But she's also a free spirit. So it may not just be the circumstances. It may be her nature is to be a free spirit. Her Venus is in Aquarius. Her Mars is in Aries, which actually, if you were to look at it symbolically, she would be the boy and you'd be the girl. But that can work any way round, yeah, because it's the yin and the yang. But Mars in Aries, she's much stronger than she appears to be on the surface, and she doesn't want anyone controlling her. She wants to be free, but she's also Pisces, so she's quite needing that love. So could it be that maybe you need to understand that, yeah? So it's not a case of her giving it 100% to you, but maybe her nature, and again, nothing wrong with that, that she focuses on her own stuff and then she focuses on you. And maybe her way of keeping you to one side is to do with her need for freedom. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It makes a lot of sense, yes.
And your need is quite different. You want to know where you stand. You're quite rational in that sense. I don't have your time of birth, so you've either got Venus in Virgo or Venus in Leo, but either way, you're very, both of those would make you quite proud and wanting to know where you stand. And her Venus in Aquarius is a little bit slippery. So but you know what that creates, don't you? Desire.
Right.
Keeps you interested, doesn't it? Let's face it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And so I would say you've got a choice. I mean, of course, you could leave, but I don't feel intuitively that you're going to leave. But I think that you could understand her more, and then you would enjoy it more, and she would enjoy it more. It wouldn't keep coming back to that point of where are we going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you see, one of the problems as well is communication, which in any sort of relationship is paramount.
It's vital.
There doesn't seem to be. I think she's at a loss of what to say. Yeah, she does, very much so.
And you're someone who's very emotional, and you relate emotionally. And she relates in a kind of way that is occasionally emotional, because she's a Pisces, but then detached. So she's not giving you anything when she doesn't give you anything. So you have to decide whether that's healthy for you or whether it's codependent or, where that comes from. But, there's a lot. For me, relationships that are difficult you can learn a lot from, but when you're no longer feeling respected or your boundaries honoured, then maybe it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Although intuitively, I don't think you will, to be honest. But, I mean, you have that choice.
I know, I stuck it out for 6 years. I think I can stick it out a bit more.
A lot of food for thought, Stuart. You sound, an extremely kind man. So there's lots to think about. And, I take on board, your communication thing as well. It's very important. As Michele says, it's down to really how much you're prepared to compromise or work further with it or stick with it. It sounds to me like you're a caring man and you're desperate to stay in this relationship. But you're just wanting her to meet you even remotely halfway, perhaps.
But sometimes also it's that people are really different in the way that they communicate emotions, yeah? So you can't turn a cat into a dog, so you've got to decide, can I handle what is rather than what I want?
True. And everyone has different communication preferences as well. Some people, are audible. They like to sort of talk. Some people are good at listening. Some people like to do things creatively. So maybe work out what her communication preference is as well. She might be quite an emotional person, but hold it in. So, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Some people do, some people don't. So maybe perhaps also work out how she communicates and try and what we call mirror match pace lead, how you try and sort of mirror that behaviour to try and sort of get into that. Stuart, I hope that's helpful. Give you some food for thought.
Very helpful. Yep, certainly.
Okay, well, good luck, my friend. Let us know. Well done, Stuart. Thank you very much. I want to squeeze in before we finish as well our final caller. Thank you, everyone, for calling. Who do we have? We've got Victoria. Victoria, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, time is against us, so I'll just let you crack on in.
Right, okay. 20 years ago, I was asked out by somebody who I wasn't very keen on, and I grew to love him totally. And he got in with the wrong crowd, and after 18 months the relationship ended. I've never forgotten him. He only lives a mile up the road from me. About 3 years ago, the feelings came back so strong, and I thought I was going, well, ever since then I think I'm going mad, because I've got this really strong intuition that he's thinking about me as well. And I asked the angels for help, and I keep seeing 11 minutes past 11 in the morning or in the evening. There's so many coincidences that have happened since me asking them to help, things that you just wouldn't believe. And it's not just, now and again, it's happening every day. For instance, I was looking at a big bookcase. I went to a spiritualist church, and they said, help yourself and put a donation in the box. And I just lifted this encyclopedia up and pulled out a magazine from underneath, and it had his surname on the front of it in big letters, things like that. And it's just, I just want to know whether or not we're going to be together, because he's my soulmate.
What it means. Okay. Well, go for it, Michele.
Okay. Well, looking at I'm going to be direct with you, because that is my true nature. And also, I think, people come together for a reason as well. But you have got, the same as me, darling, I've got this too. Venus in Pisces, yeah? So Venus, I've got it. So we feel things very deeply, and we are very intuitive. and we can pick up the slightest nuance of what people are feeling, yeah? But also, sometimes we can confuse, like, the past and the present in the same way. Like, for instance, in spiritual language, maybe you had a past life with him, yeah? Maybe he was your soulmate and the one in the last life, and you are still feeling that really strongly.
Yeah.
But you're also, your Mars, which is your position of masculine energy, yeah, and your attraction is in Capricorn, which is very stubborn. When you love, you do not let go. You feel it's not possible, yeah? But in the real life world now, yes, that could be a spiritual true connection, no doubt about it. Having said that, is it appropriate for this here and now? If so, what practical thing can you do to find that out? You can't, in everything we need to have balance, not just the spiritual, and I've got 5 planets in Pisces, so you know what I'm saying, it took me a long time to learn, not just the feelings that we feel, but it's about having boundaries and being in the world and going, okay, right, I feel this, I'm getting all of these signs and symbols, how can I practically deal with it? Yeah? I mean, have you tried to contact him? I don't believe you've actually, do you know what I mean, done the physical work you need to do.
Well, no, I've tried to sort of see if he's on, you know, the usual sort of like Facebook, which he isn't. But I did sort of like pull up at the traffic lights, and I looked and I seen him in his van. And then I dropped my little one off at nursery, and I just sat on my drive for about 10, 15 minutes. And I thought, what am I doing sitting out here? And as I got out of the car, I could hear an engine coming up the road, and instantly he came into my mind, and it was him driving past my house. And when he realised I was there, he sort of like, I thought he would have no reason to be driving up my street. You know, it's not.
Again, he does live a mile up the road, but even if you have that connection, it could be hurting you to hang. Like, for instance, it has been, you know, like as you say, you're feeling it very intensely, very emotionally. That's maybe hurting your life from inviting someone in who is also a soulmate. I believe there's more than one. And it's like, I would suggest that you deal with it on a practical level, that you contact it if he's single, or you go and do some counselling in yourself as well about why you can't let go, and maybe on top of that.
I mean, I've tried, and every time I do, it's I keep getting reminders constantly, or coincidences, or you know, something will happen that's totally something that you would see on a supernatural program on the telly. You think, oh gosh, you know, that's a bit far-fetched. And it happens to me, and I'm just like, I mean, I wish it would just go away.
But I think that's because you are very intuitive, so you pick up everything, yeah? So most people don't, but you do.
It sounds like you do. Ladies, unfortunately, time is beating us on this one. But Victorious, I mean, do you think you might take what Michelle says?